Karbala, a dry desert in present-day Iraq. No big buildings, no armies, no flags. But this land became the ground for one of the greatest sacrifices in history. Karbala is not just a place, it's a story of standing for truth even when you are alone, of choosing death over dishonor, to see of faith over fear. And this story begins in Medina. In the year 60 Hijri, after the death of the ruler Muawiyah, his son Yazid became the new leader of the Muslim world. But Yazid was not a good man. He drank alcohol, lived a sinful life, and openly broke the teachings of Islam. He wanted Imam Hussain, the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, to give him allegiance, to accept him as the leader. But how could Hussain accept a man like Yazid, a man who stood against everything Islam taught? So Hussain refused. Yazid sent a letter to the governor of Medina. "If Hussain does not accept me, kill him." Imam Hussain knew that staying in Medina would cause bloodshed. He didn't want fighting in the city of his grandfather, so he decided to leave. He left Medina with his family and some companions and went to Makkah. In Makkah, people respected him, but soon he started receiving letters from Kufa, a city in Iraq. Thousands of people wrote, "O grandson of the Prophet, come to us. We don't want Yazid. We want you. We will support you. We will fight with you." Imam Hussain wanted to be sure, so he sent his cousin Muslim bin Aqeel to Kufa to check. When Muslim arrived, the people welcomed him. They promised their support. They even prayed behind him. But Yazid found out. He sent a cruel man named Ibn Ziyad to Kufa. Ibn Ziyad threatened the people with fear and money. They got scared. They betrayed Muslim. Muslim was left alone. He was caught and killed. His body was thrown from a high wall. When Imam Hussain heard this, he was deeply hurt. Now he had a choice. Go back or go forward even if no one stood with him? Hussain chose to continue because truth doesn't depend on numbers. He left Makkah and moved towards Kufa. With him were his sons, his brothers, his daughters, and his sister Zainab. On the way, more people warned him, "Kufa has betrayed you, turn back." But Hussain replied, "I am not going for power. I am going to stand for justice." On the road, a small army blocked his way. The commander was Hurr ibn Yazid. Hurr did not attack. He just stopped Imam Hussain from moving forward. Hussain asked, "What is the name of this land?" They said, "This is Karbala." Imam Hussain paused. Then he said, "This is the place. This is where our blood will be spilled. This is where our journey ends." End quote. It was the 2nd of Muharram, 61 Hijri. Imam Hussain and his family set up tents. The children played, the women cooked, but they all knew death was near. In a few days, Yazid's army arrived. 1,000 men, then 10,000, then 30,000 soldiers surrounded Hussein's camp. But with Hussain, only 72 people. Yet not one of them left. Not one of them gave up. Then came 7th Muharram. Yazid's army blocked the water. The river was close, but not one drop was allowed. Even the children were thirsty. The heat of the desert grew worse, but their faith stayed strong. Then came the night of 9th Muharram. Hussein gathered his people. He said, "If anyone wants to leave, I will not stop you. They only want me." But no one left. They said, "O Hussein, we will die with you. Even if we come back to life 100 times, we would still fight beside you." Then came 10 Muharram, the day of Ashura, the final battle. One by one, the companions went out, and one by one, they were killed. His son Ali Akbar, young, brave, and full of faith, was martyred. His nephew Qasim, only a teenager, was killed too. His brother Abbas, the flag-bearer, the lion of loyalty, lost both arms while bringing water and was struck down near the river. And then, only Hussein remained. He stood alone, wounded, tired, but strong. He looked towards the sky and said, "O Allah, I accept your will." He went out for his final fight, and after a brave struggle, he fell. His head was cut and raised on a spear, but even after this, Karbala did not end. Because his sister, Zainab, rose. She was taken prisoner, but her voice was louder than any army. She told the world what happened. She carried Hussein's message with no fear. Today, over 1,300 years later, the name Hussein is still alive, because he stood for what was right and refused to bow to wrong. Karbala is not just history, it is a reminder that one voice can change the world, that truth may be surrounded, but it never dies. If this story touched your heart, then let it live on. Subscribe and become part of the voice that stands for truth.